Watch and burn.
Hey everybody! So tonight I am making a video discussing what happened to Shigurh once he walks off at the end of No Country for Old Men. Just so you know too, it ends the same for the character of Shigurh in the book as it does in the movie. He's in the accident and his arm's all messed up and he walks off into the daylight, never to be seen again in both the film as well as Cormac McCarthy's novel. So first off, I would assume that a guy like Shigurh is going to be just fine. I mean, his arm is like the bone is sticking through the skin, and he just uses the kid's shirt to wrap it up, and he walks off. And just like earlier in the movie, when he gets shot a bunch, he just, well, not a bunch, sort of. He blows up a car out front of a pharmacy, which is, my God, that is a really resourceful move. And then he just walks cleanly and coolly into the back of the pharmacy to grab all the gear that he needs in order to fix his gunshot wounds. So I'm thinking Shigurh is a really capable dude, but I am wondering, what happened to him? Where did he walk off to in that state? He wasn't moving fast, you could tell that he was in a ton of pain, and even though a guy like Shigurh would know how to compartmentalize that sort of thing, nevertheless, the bone for his forearm was sticking through the skin of his forearm, and he was clearly rattled as the result of the accident, and he walks off, but it's not exactly the most confident walk. He does half look like he's going to pass out. So I've always wondered, does Shigurh get away? Just sort of vanish into the ether or whatever, like a guy like that, I would assume a guy like that would? Or was he arrested? Was he apprehended somewhere? And did he end up serving time for the multiple crimes that he committed throughout the course of the book/movie? Personally, I get the vibe like he walked away and got away clean because he's more like a ninja or a ghost than anything else. It seems like the more you see of Shigurh, the less you know about a guy like Shigurh. Like it doesn't really matter like how much screen time he has or how much like word time he has in the book. You're never going to fully understand this character because he's more of an idea of a person than an actual person itself. Like, you know, it's sort of, I think of Patrick Bateman, you know, he's like, you know, when we shake hands, you'll feel flesh touching flesh. And he's like, you know, when we meet, you may sense that maybe our lifestyles are comparable and whatnot. And he's like, but just behind my eyes, I'm just not there. And I kind of get the same vibe from Shigurh, is that him and Patrick Bateman sort of share that sort of lifeless glare that they have where they just don't feel things the way the rest of us do. So that probably goes as far as how he handles his physical pain too, because I don't know how I'd be dealing with it with my bone sticking out of my arm. She shuffles off into the daylight like it's just, yeah, I'll deal with it when I get to wherever I'm going. And you know full well that the authorities are going to be on the scene of that accident within a few minutes. And the kids, you know, one of them is bound to rat and say that he went that way. So how far could have Shigurh gotten? I mean, so did he hide in somebody's house? Did he wipe out a family of people in order to hide there, in order to lay low until the heat died down so that he would be able to walk away with a bone protruding through his arm? I'm not entirely sure. I do, of course, get a vibe like he didn't kill anybody else in order to hide in their house, so saying that was a little dumb. But yeah, so what happened to Shigurh once he walks off into the daylight at the end, or at his end in No Country for Old Men? If you have any ideas, don't forget to put it in the comments, but please don't forget that you guys are amazing and that I appreciate you making it till the end of this video, and I'm going to take off. So, have a good night.